Goat Story is basically a Shrek-like tale about a man and his goat who come to the town of Prague many years ago.
Hello there, my friend. This place is just beautiful, goat. Nothing like back home at all.
It's just like a village, except bigger.
In a fantasy world filled with a variety of crazy characters. He ends up falling in love with a beautiful woman and in the process makes his goat very jealous of his new relationship.
Oh, look at you. Pretty girl. I'll be right back.
We see Prague through the eyes of visitors. Another visitor is a young student named Matthew who comes to Prague to learn about geometry and physics and math by the creator of the astronomical clock, who is Master Hirsch.
Presenting the Old Town Astronomical Clock.
Even though it's animated and it's fantasy, is actually based on true legends from the history of Prague. And if you actually go to Prague today, you can see that astronomical clock in its actual form sitting there. So it's a little bit of truth and a lot of fantasy. We had worked with Karl in the past on another film, a Russian film called Wolfhound.
You want a new scabbard? Or perhaps some armor?
Tell me. Have you seen this sword before?
Karl was able to get the dubbing as close to believable as possible, to the point where you actually thought that these Russian actors were speaking English most of the time, and I was just amazed by that. So I knew that he was the perfect guy to do the dubbing for Goat Story.
When I first saw the movie, I thought it was great because it was really fun and really different, and it was something that I hadn't quite seen before. Patrick and Shaked wanted to make sure that the English version would translate properly for English-speaking audiences, and that was really my primary job. But I also think it's important to try to stay true to the filmmaker's original intent. Jemmy, Goat, and Matthew are the visitors who are coming to Prague. So they're the ones that the audience should identify with the most. So they are the only ones that have straight American accents. And then all of the other characters have all kinds of crazy accents and special character voices. Katie and Master Hanish are British. We made the priest Italian. There's an Irish saleswoman. The beggars outside the church are, working class guys from Boston or New Jersey. The woman in the yellow dress is a Southern belle. And I think we had a pirate in there too.
Yar, matey, give me the special.
Okay, one Sieger Milka for the thin man.
Thanks. Yar!
We recorded, edited, and mixed the English dub at a facility called Avalon Audio in Burbank, California. And I've worked with this team on all of the English dubs I've produced. They put in 110%. They really care about the quality, and they work very, very hard.
My name is David Kruk, and I was the recording engineer and dialogue editor for the English dub of Goat Story. I supervised the recording of all the actors and edited those recordings so that they would fit the mouths as best as possible. In layman's terms, that means I was stuck with Karl for 3 weeks, sitting right next to him. One of the goals is to make the movie seem like it was always in English. But I also think it's important to stay true to the filmmaker's vision. And something that I like to do to help that out is to try to cast voices which are similar to the original voices in the film.
To je dílo, Kozo, co? Tak vidíš, že ta cesta stála za to. Tu máš.
My name is Michael Buffo, and I play Jemmy.
The Charles Bridge. This was definitely worth the trip.
Oh.
Here.
Oh.
To me, he was like a kid. It was like, he's kind of the hero who's an innocent, who kind of, life sort of happens to him, and he sort of gets thrown on this journey.
No.
What you two may lack in your harmony, you might make up for with that talent.
Oh. Me?
What I liked most about Jemmy was that he was full of these these big expressions, like this super wide-eyed child.
Wonderful.
What?
The most serendipitous thing about this whole project was that I really look like Jimmy, or at least I think so. I think I do. And I thought that was just hilarious, that when he goes like this, whoa, I totally identified with that face. Like, that's me.
Check it out.
Yeah, I want
Offsides.
You want to play? Fine, let's play. Let's go.
You can't even.
Oh, don't test me. Now we get a free penalty kick. Cheated.
Enough! Go back to your tables. This is for eating, not for playing games with.
Aww.
Proggers.
Never mind. Jimmy's sidekick is a goat whose name is Goat. And the goat is in love with Jimmy.
Jimmy, will you marry me?
Jimmy's response is, well, that just wouldn't work out at all.
That just wouldn't work out at all. No, not at all.
And he just has this tone of voice of like, you know, they've been drinking all day, and it's just the actor's performance there is so funny.
It's because I'm a goat, isn't it? It's because I'm a goat.
Well, maybe a little bit. I don't know. I'm drunk, okay? There we go. That's very good. That's the one. There we go.
Because he knows that a boy and a goat could not make a home together.
Halo, do przodu! Ať už vás tady nevidím!
Já ti dám koně, mladíku. Teda kurecí moc mal tu nespevní.
In the original version of the film, Goat is a female but was voiced by a male actor.
Slavíme Kubo!
I'm watching the movie and I'm thinking, this is a female goat. I mean, there are others there. Yes, it is a female goat. Yeah, well, why is he talking like a guy?
You, horse with horns! Bring those eggs over here!
Now, how do I look anything like a horse? I'm pretty sure they don't want to use chickens.
We decided to revoice Goat with a female voice.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Let's party!
The goat is kind of like the bro best friend, but as a woman. She's just kind of the buddy that'll give him some hell, give him, you know, grief, and kind of push him along. She's kind of a catalyst for a lot of things.
Whew. We can hide in here, okay?
Oh yeah, this is really low profile.
You really gotta keep your cool, all right? I know how much you love drinking.
Oh, I'll be fine.
Oh, she's got feelings too, man. She's got some feelings.
You always just call me Goat. You never call me anything else at all.
That's because you are a goat.
Part of my personality is sarcastic and like just kind of, you know, fly by the seat of my pants type thing, and that's totally Goat. So I was able to use a whole bunch of like just crazy inflection and just kind of really play around with it.
Ah, so you and the horse with the horns want to work, huh? Want to get to work, huh? Let's get going.
Goat is really funny, and one of my favorite things that I just really loved was there would be times where Karl would be like, oh, this isn't really working for me, this dialogue, why don't you just improvise some lines? And I would be the goat and I would just like run off, you know, like 10 lines that I thought maybe could fit in that spot with the same kind of sentiment. So it was kind of like I got to help write it and I got to be the goat, not just the voice. I got to like say the words that I thought she might say.
Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, you are nothing but my cross to bear. What I wouldn't give for a couple of beers right now, am I right?
Oh, God.
No?
This character just runs the gamut of an entire person because, you know, you've got her happy, you've got her depressed, you've got her sad and excited, and then in love, and then, you know, heartbroken, and then drunk, and wild at the bar.
To my best friend.
And to your best friend. Let's get some more.
I thought the goat was really funny. I got to see her do some of her stuff, and I thought she was amazing.
You never